Hello, everyone! Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap! Welcome back. There's an intro for you, eh? I always like to do the intro long enough so I can just check to see if the YouTube page is actually doing its thing. So that way, halfway through some sort of rant, I don't look over and see that the YouTube page has never actually been working. So anyway, good to see it's up and running. Excuse me. Happy TGIF 13th of November, our last Jupiter, Earth, Pluto conjunct of 2020. Thank God we're finally getting through all this mess. Sickness stuff just going absolutely haywire through the United States right now and North America, and that's exactly what I would expect. Hell, we got a Russian vaccine that's 92% effective. Screw the fucking Americans and they're 90% effective. Point here is vaccine talks coming along. And I do hear 2021, basically every human on the planet is going to have to line up in the queue for their vaccine, along with your microchip. But we'll see how that goes. Only time will tell, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that are going to be, screw vaccines, they cause autism. Lots to look forward to. But on balance, I'm feeling a little more relieved that we're finally getting on the other side of this Apex event. We can actually start thinking about what the future is going to look like rather than just being mired in the, all right, everybody just keep a calm head. Let's just get through this. As for markets, risk, that kind of stuff, the market is starting to feel risky again, which, is starting to, it's one of those kind of things where you want to temper your enthusiasm until this sort of that risk premium has abated, and maybe consider buying some insurance just in case all hell breaks loose. So I have actually been working some bids on insurance policies. As you can see, we have the dotted lines all noting. I was looking forward to this November 13th event, so thank heavens it's finally here. Next big one that we have to worry about now, and I don't even know if I have it on here or not, and it will be sort of the last one of this year, and hopefully we will be putting all this kind of conversation behind us. The next big one is out on that December 21st. So this is kind of a funny little window. Let's just get through this. And let's, politics. Fascinating how that's all going to sort of, come to some sort of big head through this. And no offense. China, you suck, horsecocks. Really disappointed in seeing you come out and just slam the people of Hong Kong here. And I don't care if you downvote me. I don't care if you come on the stream and you put a whole bunch of bullshit nonsense crap that you idiot morons that are like social media robots kind of thing. You'll come out and try and discredit me. I mean, you guys are assholes. You really are. Can we try and work towards a more freer world in this 21st century, please? My formal request to you. Of course, fat chance they'd even give a shit what the hell I think. But why am I saying that? Why am I going to such extremes? I actually think it's in your best interest if you consider yourself an educated market participant. I definitely think it's in your best interest to take some time and just listen to these people. This is such a beautiful girl. She's only 26-year-old, raped repeatedly by her Chinese slave masters that she fled North Korea thinking, hey, I'm going to go into freedom, and she was sold into sexual slavery at 13 years old by her Chinese masters. Ugh, horrible. I mean, let's call a spade in this world, please. So my message to the world is, let's move away from this kind of stuff. Can we please, in the 21st century? Thank you very much. All right, rant done. Sorry about that, but man, that really got to me last night. And of course, social media. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of people coming out saying, "Oh no, China's wonderful. Free speech? Fuck that. You don't need free speech. You don't need freedom. You don't know what you're talking about." Bleh. All right. As for markets themselves, man, they're sort of doing their thing. US dollar, we bounced violently off of the bottom here. You can see we've kind of just put in a rolling top here over the past, as this is a 4-hour chart. I suppose we could probably look at like a daily chart to get a little cleaner picture. I suppose one might argue this bear ABCD could still take price a little bit lower here. So I don't know whether we're totally out of the woods. I've suggested that, ironically enough, this is sort of our fiat proxy hegemony of the world. So clearly this is the focal point of our entire sort of cycle now. This is the December 21st focal event of this crazy celestial cycle. It wouldn't surprise me to see some US dollar weakness in through this event. I think I said recently some, shark traders at TRI were picking up longs off the bottom. Nicely done. Could we swim around here for the next month or so? I think so. It wouldn't surprise me. One thing I really do like about TRI is we like to trade options. So if you go and, let's say you're bullish, you go buy a call option. Well, the absolute worst thing that can happen to you is the call option's value goes to zero. I mean, you put thousands of dollars into an option. Well, that's not very good. But it's not like it can hurt you any more than going to zero. So in essence, the maximum risk on any option purchase is just simply the purchase price of the option. So I don't mind. In fact, it's kind of like me going and accumulating Bitcoin and stock market put options that'll pay off next summer. I really don't mind people thinking about being bullish on the US dollar out into next, spring and summer. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It's a totally contrarian view, right? Everybody and their brother in the world is bearish of the US dollar right now. But that's the way I think. I often, you've heard me say this before. I'm usually right, but I'm often early. So I think that's what's going on here. I know I'm right. I feel it in my bones. But I'm probably a little early here. And, we have our big celestial event here. Could this do something along these lines all, through the first few months of the new year? Sure. Wouldn't surprise me. With that said, I fully expected things like gold and really Bitcoin, stock market, to actually be very frothy into that December 21st apex. So I was a little surprised, to be honest with you, that the gold fell as hard as it did recently. But it's interesting how, and it's funny, when you go and look at the spot markets, things like those CFD markets, we haven't gone through these lows, but this futures contract did. What I did see here, though, and we sort of talked about this recently, inside bar, right? This is basically your bull-bear battle lines. So a resolution of this consolidation is basically going to tell you which way she wants to go. You get these kind of cute little risk windows. If we pop back up to the old highs, that doesn't represent such a terrible trade. Of course, if you can get the trade tool to work, something along those lines. Inside bar. I don't know, let's just do a 50% rule. So I don't mind people thinking about hunting longs on things like the gold, 1.76 risk reward just on a move back to the 50% rule. That's not crazy. I was watching the individual gold stocks recently, and actually I pulled up a weekly chart of the one gold stock I was interested in, that Agnico Eagle, and now it's got a massive weekly M top working. So I was very close to going, yeah, you know what, maybe I want to play the gold on the long side into this. And I saw that chart and I went, stop, put your money away, put your wallet away, shut the hell up, do not take that trade. Couldn't believe it. Very rarely does that happen to me, but like I said, through the daily brief, I pulled this chart up and I went, holy fuck, that's not a buy, that's a sell. So I just can't play in this gold market, guys. I know you want me to be a gold bull. You want, phase rip, gold's going straight up. But I got confirmed bearish divergences. I had Willie Stupid. I got a big old fucking M top now working here. 50% levels a mile away. And there's gaps all on this chart. Ugh, that looks horrible. And I suppose maybe that's a function of this crazy cycle, but I just can't. I wanted to. I really was kind of like, okay, getting ready. I really want to do something here. And now I got to go, fuck, just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Sucks. I'll tell you, it really sucks. That was interesting the other day. We talked about how the bond market broke down and how I think this gap right here is going to be the future trade location. We were kind of speculating, how deep does this have to go to set up that gap as a reload zone? I thought we were going to dip all the way back down there. But interesting, Mountain Man actually is the gap level there. So keep an eye out if we get any sort of signs of failure inside bars, M tops off of lower time frames kind of stuff right through this window here. There might be a half decent little short on the bond setting up. So, geez, kind of really mixed messages, eh? It kind of sucks, because I was even saying this to the crowd in the daily brief. We're not really getting any clean, crisp signals. Things are herky-jerky all over the place. 2020, end of this massive cycles, celestial events. It's kind of hard for me to come back at you guys day after day after day. Hey, here's a cool thing to buy. Hey, here's a good thing to buy. Yeah, I don't see a hell of a lot I really actually want to buy. Junior stocks versus senior stocks, they're looking awfully nosebleedy as well. Is this some sort of cycle apex peak into the 21st? Could be. Today is that 13th of November event, so maybe do we have to clean up a little bit here following that? Remember, we had sort of said, and I don't know whether I have them on here or not, but yeah, so event happens, what's the resolution following? Event happens, what's the resolution following? So event happens, what's the resolution following? Honestly, I have no idea what the fuck's going to happen here, but unfortunately this is not an image where you're like, okay, this is a nice low risk buy, I'll just go and buy. This is a high risk buy. And interesting, remember we were commenting yesterday, were we going to get some sort of entry on the oil? So now oil's actually confirmed an empire there and gapped lower this morning. Wonderful. So we probably want to keep an eye open for counter trend rallies, reload zones, fill gaps, maybe even go down to like a hourly chart or something and see if this sets up. Let's keep an eye on this over the next week or two. Do we get that reload zone counter trend rally and then nice little failure up top to be hunting shorts, probably against that high there. So we'll keep an eye on that. As for the corn, message basically the same as I've said of late. I do believe that we're near some sort of apex top. That really hasn't changed for me. Now, 50% levels, the $12,000 put options now are starting to look very attractive. They're underneath $1,000 right now. So if we go down to the 50% roll, those 12,000 puts should be worth about $2,000. So they're actually now in the price range where I can start working bids, and I am. So just an FYI, I am actually bidding on put options and their June expiry. So buying lots and lots and lots of time. Could I see some point between now and here's June expiry way over here? some point through this window we get some sort of pullback here? I think so. You know, we bought Ethereum puts, kind of same sort of thinking, and I've got some bids working on Ethereum puts. I'm going to need this push up top to get filled on them. They're super expensive still. But same sort of thing. When we went and bought puts on Ethereum, we got this quick flash dump. Actually, our puts doubled, so we sold half. On this particular trade, we still have the free position on the books, but we're going to take that capital and we're going to go and buy some Junes, and we're working some stink bids here. Same sort of logic. Message basically stayed the same. You know, the interesting thing we have on Fridays, some of our site members do up videos and contributions. We had a video from Johnny Salmon from Down Under today, and I mean, his simple message to the community, which I thought was hilarious, was he was like, we've got potential bearish impetus. Actually, the bulls could really actually fall asleep here. Be careful, people. You can see the divergence in OBV that's forming. If the bulls do fall asleep, then that OBV is probably going to fail here. You can see we actually have a triple potential divergence in MACD. That's never a good sign. RSI is officially overbought. You can see what happens. Last time RSI gets overbought, we got to go through a cleanup period. Willie is officially stupidly overbought. So, you know, as a broker, my phone's ringing off the hook. Buy, 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 buy. The writing's on the walls, folks. I mean, you can chase this if you want to, but, you know, like I said, I'm more than comfortable thinking about $10,000 here over the next 6 months. That to me seems completely logical. And ironically enough, if I actually wanted to buy Bitcoins, then got to do up my reload zones, and my buy window to buy Bitcoins is 6,500 all the way up to 8,600 right now. And interestingly enough, WD Gann, he would simply say, look, if this was a top, then all you do is you just take 50% of this number. What a coincidence. 50% of 16,500 is 8,200 right into our reload zone. And of course, those options at 8,200, they'll be worth almost $4,000. Is it worth taking a shot at $1,000 to buy 4 months at a time? Yeah, I'm game. So, I mean, you know, everybody in crypto's, bull, gotta buy, going to the bid, this is it. And Brian's saying the exact opposite. Sorry. I mean, it sucks, but I'm sorry. Just going to tell you what's on my mind. Hopefully, I'm completely wrong, and you all get rich bag holding. That'd be fine by me. I don't have a problem with that. Remember, when I put money into an option, the maximum risk on the option is just simply the purchase price. So, if I'm wrong here, the maximum I lose is what I put into the option, $1,000. Big deal. As for a broader crypto market, still think there's that Ethereum catalyst coming up here. Is it December 1st? Is it the second week of December? I don't know. My hunch is it's probably going to be exactly on December 21st. But, you know, that's a classic buy the rumor, sell the news kind of scenario. So I do like the idea that Ethereum will probably work its way higher into that event. Once the event happens, then probably temper your enthusiasm. See some of the DeFi names, and, you know, I think a lot of this shitcoin perp index is dominated by that. I saw this V bottom here recently, and when I look at a lot of these, DeFi index perp futures V bottom, look at this Aave V bottom. Nothing even really to work with on that dot, but V bottom on this YFI, V bottom on this stake. Oh, by the way, I was working some bids on the stake, and actually I got filled here. So, Chico seems to love this name. So I was like, what the hell? I'll go pick some of this up. You see this range. You see reload zones. Don't be shocked. I mean, it shouldn't surprise anybody. Gee whiz, Brian had a bid working down. I think it was 875, somewhere in there. I think there's a gap down here on this chart, if I'm not mistaken. So there was a nice juicy gap right in there. Nice. Look at that. Right between 78.6 and 88.6. And doink, I got my fill right there. So actually right on that level there. Isn't that a kick-ass fill? Fucking A. So, excellent analogy of, fibs, gaps, right? Wicks and tails like to be eaten. Candle body lows. All that kind of stuff. So I got myself a sick-ass fill there. But I don't know whether this is actually bottomed yet. I got a feeling this still got some more work to do. So, actually, I have 2 more bids working on this thing because, actually, that's this one here. Come on, you. I don't mind accumulating. I pulled off a little sick fill here. If this is a double bottom, then I'm golden. But they want to bring it back down against original lows. Fine by me. I'm more than happy to buy more. So anyway, kind of cool to see. I actually did some buying today. Go figure. Great analogy of the site and the tools that we're building out. Don't often see key reversals in cryptocurrencies very often. But Sjord, of course, has the algorithms up and running, and he scans like something like 500 different coins. And look at that beautiful key reversal. This is exactly the kind of shit that you want that is going to make you money from trading. Come in at the bottom when everybody's freaking out. Maybe there's some technical targets. Hunt for divergences through here. Key reversal, and away you go. So I was super pleased to see that. Just simple stuff, right? Might even argue that that trade's probably already hit 1-to-1, which is the key reversal target. So out goes half, stop to break even if you want. Maybe even just, leave your stop where it is. And then that way, if you get stopped out on the remaining, it's a scratch trade. And just see where the hell this thing takes you. So super pleased to see that. And of course, we have all our Davos and stuff spitting out signals. So really pleased with the progress of the site. This was an idea that Sjord got super jazzed on recently, both fundamentally. And then, of course, he shows me this chart. And I'm like, fucking A, man. So, and also, too, I even remember saying this to you guys the other day. Don't chase this thing. Draw your reload zones. We're probably going to have to come back into this tail a little bit. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened yesterday. I don't know what's going to happen here, but, W's are W's are W's. It's a cute little chart. So that's a name we just recently bought and we're working. Feeling pretty good there. And this crazy dash. Oh, my God. I was going on forever with you guys about this. What's this dash up to? Something's happening here. Oh, actually, that's NEM. I'm sorry. Wrong crypto. Where the hell's the dash? Oh, what did I do here? So, this one was so funny because I kept going on day after day after day. Something's about to happen. Something's about to happen. Something's about to happen. And bang! Something just happened. So, now we've got our double bottom working. That's beautiful. If you want to join the trade, start drawing your reload zones and get them bids working. Interesting how the original bottom here is 61.8. Good old fibs. So the great part about it is it looks like Dash has turned the corner. Fantastic. You want to join the party? Look at that. There's even a cheeky little gap, just like I did on that little stake. Throw in your bid at the gap, and it's at the reload zone. It's basically where everybody else is long. You can join the party. So I thought that was so cool. Well, in fact, honestly, everyone, I don't even know how we can do this, but really, you should take a screenshot of this. I'm just going to put it in the lounge. Anybody who's a site member, take a screenshot of this and just go, this is the only, I have to buy when this looks like this. Geez, that's ridiculous. So, learn it. And actually, that's a really good dovetail to probably finish this video on. I'm not here to gloat. I mean, I could show you account balances. Trust me, I'm sitting on a very comfortable. I don't have to do any of this now. I'm very financially secure. I'm not here to tout all the money I make. You don't see any Lambo references. Hell, Jillian wants to get me on camera so you see my face. I don't even want to show my face. I just want to talk to you guys. But the point that I'm trying to make out of all this is I'm here. It's the only way I can justify actually me being alive, which I know sounds crazy, but Again, since my wife passed away, and God, I love you so much, Jojo. I can't wait to see you on the other side. But literally, I serviced my son. Anyway, I had a great day with him yesterday. Great to see he was super happy. Big shout out to the local health authorities, where they actually went out of their way to try and make sure that Liam is set up so that I can still visit with him in person, even though there are lockdown laws and stuff going into place. So big shout out to Community Living Services of British Columbia. Thank you so much. They didn't have to do that for me. They really didn't. But they went out of their way, and they had to do it. They had to get a lot of paperwork done to make sure that Liam and I could still hang out together. So had a really nice meeting with him yesterday. In fact, Dave, I want you to watch this video. I'm going to send it to you, and I'm speaking directly to you. Thank you so much for your support with my son. And I want you to learn this shit, just like I'm doing with all these people on YouTube and social media and stuff. I'm not going to charge you a goddamn penny, but I want you to learn this stuff. So, you know, I put these tweets out not to be like some dick, because keep in mind, most of the people in the financial services industry, they're not out to help you, which pisses me off to no end. But just learn this. I've been talking about these Gann angles for weeks now, and how 8-to-1 is the trader's angle. And we came into one of those levels last night. And then, you know, like on social media, gee whiz, yep, it turns out that was a pretty damn good angle. And then, you know, take a screenshot of this, save this. How does a trader approach this? Take a screenshot of this. I've laid it out. Let the market come into the angle. Let the market breathe a little bit, right? It might have gone shooting higher, but it didn't. Then all of a sudden, gee whiz, what are we supposed to think if we start thinking and seeing the market smiling at us? The professional trader will go in, strap on a position. They will set their risk reward to 2-to-1, sell half when you hit that 2-to-1 objective, and then simply move your stop to scratch on the remaining. And who knows where the hell this thing's going to go. If it comes back up and they get stopped out on the remaining, okay, shit happens. Next bus in 10 minutes. But basically, they're sitting in an incredibly powerful position. This is what's called a free look, where you actually get a position on. You have relatively almost no risk. You've actually made a little bit of money on the trade. And now let's just see what the hell happens. That's what that's why I do these tweets and this stuff, is I want you to just get into the rhythm of following how these trades develop and how they play out. And it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Anyway, I honestly believe, from one human being to another, when you do this kind of stuff where you just give and you don't ask for anything in return, the universe turns around and gives you just some wonderful gifts. Like I said, CLS, they didn't have to go out of their way. They could have just simply said, well, sorry, Brian, government makes the rules, too bad. But they didn't. They actually they put in the extra effort. I think the only reason why they did that is because the universe says, you know what, this guy's given a lot to the universe. Maybe give him something back. You'd be surprised how this crazy universe works. So, all right, I don't know whether I really helped you too much here today. Hopefully I've given you some things to think about. I tried to really drive it home to the site today. Yes, things are pretty stressful. Are you trading a stock market, or are you trading a market of stocks? If you can go in, find your fundamental ideas, and then go in and find your setups and just trade your setups and don't worry about opinions. Just work your plan. Then a lot of the emotion of the world sort of disappears. A lot of the uncertainty, and it's actually an incredibly liberating experience if you can get to this place where I don't know what the fuck CZ's going to do. Maybe he's going to shit on the entire crypto space and the whole thing's going to be over. I don't know. Maybe it's the U.S. government. Maybe it's Mr. Orange Hair. I don't know. To Orange Toupee or whatever. This one, I just saw a setup and I go, fuck, I've seen this so many times before. I'd be an idiot not to take this trade. I don't know what's going to happen here, folks. I just don't. But it's a setup. I'm in. And it looks like I'm doing okay right now. Live by the sword, die by the sword, and make damn sure that if you're right, you get paid substantially more than if you're wrong. That's the key to winning at this game. Okay, Jesus, can Brian shut up? I don't think so. All right, have yourselves a great day, everybody. Take it easy. Let's see everybody on Sunday for broiler chickens. And, if you can reach out and try and help somebody, maybe go and do that. Might actually come back and really benefit you in the long run, karma-wise. I love that kind of thinking. And I'd love to think all of you like that thinking, too. All right, everybody. All the best, and bye for now.